The draw has thrown up an all-Premier League tie, while Barcelona and Real Madrid go to Italy and Bayern Munich head to Spain. 1300 Soccer Ball Trophy. That's a wrap. Trophy Soccer Ball. So that's it for another draw day. Thanks for joining Goals coverage of this year's Champions League and Europa League quarterfinal draws. You can stay up to date with the latest Champions League news here, and the latest from the world of the Europa League here. Get in touch on Facebook and Twitter to let us know your thoughts on the draws. Until next time, ciao. 12:50 Champions League. The dates are set and the preparations will already be underway. 4 ties in the Champions League and 4 in the Europa League. Let's recap. Champions League quarterfinal: Italy, Juventus vs Real Madrid; Spain, Sevilla vs Bayern Munich; Germany, United Kingdom, Liverpool vs Man City; United Kingdom, Spain; Barcelona vs Roma; Italy, Juventus, Real Madrid, Sevilla and Bayern Munich will kick things off on April 3rd before playing the second leg on April 11th. Liverpool, Man City, Barcelona and Roma play their first games on April 4th, with the second legs of those ties taking place on April 10th. Europa League quarterfinal: United Kingdom, Arsenal vs CSKA Moscow; Russia, Germany, RB Leipzig vs Marseille; France, Spain, Atletico Madrid vs Sporting Lisbon; Portugal, Italy, Lazio vs Red Bull Salzburg; Austria. The Europa League quarterfinal matches are scheduled to take place on April 5th and 12th, with times etc. to be confirmed. 12:30 Spiral Notepad. Stat Attack Spiral Notepad. Okay, the draws are done, so let's take a look at some of the more interesting elements of the various ties, starting with the Champions League. Liverpool vs Man City. Liverpool's meeting with Man City will be the first all-English Champions League quarterfinal since 2011. Chelsea vs Manchester United. Look away now, Pep, but Reds boss Klopp has beaten the City boss on 5 different occasions in all competitions, more than any other manager. Now, look away Klopp, because Guardiola has never lost a Champions League quarterfinal tie, progressing in a total of 7. Juventus vs Real Madrid. The Bianconeri have lost just 2 of their last 8 Champions League matches against Real Madrid, winning 4. One of those losses was last year's 4-1 final defeat. Excluding finals in 1998 and 2017, Real Madrid have been eliminated in all 4 of their Champions League knockout ties against Juventus. However, Madrid have an excellent record against Italian teams in recent history, winning their last 5 Champions League games against clubs from the country. Barcelona vs Roma. Roma may take some comfort from the fact that Barcelona have lost 2 of their previous 3 quarter-final ties against Italian opposition, losing to Juventus twice in 2003 and 2017. The Giallorossi have encountered Barcelona 4 times in the Champions League and boasted an unbeaten record against the Catalan outfit until their last meeting, in which they conceded 6. Arsenal vs CSKA Moscow. As mentioned, Arsene Wenger has a poor record against CSKA Moscow, having never managed to beat them. The Russian side beat the Gunners 1-0 in Moscow in the 2006-7 Champions League group stage before holding them to a scoreless draw in London. RB Leipzig vs Marseille. RB Leipzig have the power of history behind them because German teams are unbeaten in their last 6 games against Olympique Marseille in UEFA club competitions, 5 wins and 1 draw. 12:20 Arsenal set for Russian encounter. United Kingdom, Russia. There are some seriously intriguing matchups in the Europa League quarterfinals, not least for Arsenal, who have been drawn against CSKA Moscow. Tensions between the United Kingdom and Russia have been escalating in recent days, and it was announced on Wednesday that British government ministers and the royal family will boycott the World Cup. So that one should be interesting, to say the least. Notably, according to Opta, CSKA Moscow are somewhat of a bogey team for the Gunners. They're one of just 5 teams Wenger has faced more than once as Arsenal boss that he has failed to win against. So, in addition to the diplomatic crisis gripping the 2 countries right now, it doesn't bode well. Elsewhere, there's an Iberian derby as Atletico Madrid take on Lisbon Giants. Sporting Bundesliga outfit RB Leipzig are on their way to the south of France to play Marseille, while Serie A outfit Lazio take on Red Bull Salzburg, who vanquished Borussia Dortmund in the last 16. 12:10 Revolving Light Europa League quarterfinal draw. Revolving Light. Here are the 4 ties we have to look forward to. Arsenal vs CSKA Moscow. RB Leipzig vs Marseille. Atletico Madrid vs Sporting Lisbon. Lazio vs Red Bull Salzburg. 12 o'clock now. On to the Europa League. The excitement never stops. The Europa League quarter-final draw is about to get underway at approximately 12 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. That's 8 o'clock Eastern Time for those in the US, so stick with us. To recap, here are the teams in that draw: Arsenal, United Kingdom, Atletico Madrid, Spain, CSKA Moscow, Russia, Lazio, Italy, Marseille, France, RB Leipzig, Germany, Red Bull Salzburg, Austria, Sporting Lisbon, Portugal. Who would you like to see drawn together? 11:50 Liverpool will give it everything against Man City. Liverpool are one of just 3 teams to inflict defeat on Man City this season, and Jurgen Klopp believes that Guardiola's men would not have wanted to see the Merseyside's name being set next to theirs in the draw. The German coach has acknowledged that the Reds are not going to be favourites to win the tie, but insists that they will give it everything as the club seeks a 6th European Cup. I've said it before and it's still the truth, it's always common in a draw that you'll get your neighbour, more or less, but to be honest, I don't mind, really. Klopp told the club's official website, "It is exactly like it was before, we take what we've got. Now it's Manchester City, let's go. We've lost once and we've won once against them in the league, and I don't think they thought before the best draw they could have got is Liverpool. That's a sign for us and how strong we can be. We are for sure not the favourites in this round, but in the last 8 there are not a lot of favourites, maybe 2 of them, Bayern and Barcelona, but thank God it's football and nothing is decided. We have a few games to play until then, but I am really looking forward to it and we will give it everything." 11:44 Liverpool. A difficult one for Man City. Manchester City director of football Txiki Begiristain has commented on being drawn against Liverpool. "It's a very difficult one. We like to travel and to go to another country in the Champions League, but it is what it is. We know each other very well. They are a very offensive team. The truth is it is going to be a great couple of games and we are going to see good football. It's probably a tie that both sides would have liked to avoid, but Liverpool arguably have a psychological edge, having dealt City their only Premier League defeat of the season. We agree with Txiki though, we will certainly see some good football." 11:30 A Premier League Derby, a repeat of last year's final, quite a mouth-watering set of ties in store for April, we think you'll agree. The exact dates of the ties are as follows: Juventus vs Real Madrid, April 3/11; Sevilla vs Bayern Munich, April 3/11; Liverpool vs Man City, April 4/10; Barcelona vs Roma, April 4/10; 11:17 Party Popper. Champions League quarter-final draw in full. Party Popper. So, the Champions League quarter-final draw has been made and there are, as you'd expect, some interesting matchups. The final pairing saw Liverpool drawn with Man City, meaning that there is an all-Premier League clash to look forward to. Jurgen Klopp's side are the top scorers in the competition so far with 28 goals, and City are no slouches either. Indeed, if their previous meetings this year are anything to go by, this will be a goal fest. Holders Real Madrid have been drawn against Juventus in a repeat of last season's final, while Barcelona have been handed an assignment against Roma. Sevilla, who are taking part in the quarter-final of the Champions League for the first time, must travel to Germany to face Japanese Bayern Munich. Which quarter-final match are you most excited about? Let us know. The draw in full: Barcelona vs Roma, Sevilla vs Bayern Munich, Juventus vs Real Madrid, Liverpool vs Man City. 11:15 Liverpool vs Man City, a Premier League derby, United Kingdom. The 2 English teams have been paired together. 11:13 Juventus vs Real Madrid, 11:11 Sevilla vs Bayern Munich, 11:10 First up, Barcelona vs Roma. Roma have been handed a clash against Messi and co. 11:10 Revolving Light. Here we go. Revolving Light. The teams are in the pot and Shevchenko is ready to decide their fate. 10:54 Things are about to get underway. Things are about to get underway at UEFA's headquarters in Nyon, where AC Milan and Ukraine legend Andriy Shevchenko is primed to help with the draw. Let us know who you'd like to see your team get in the draw and stay tuned. 10:40 No Classico. Wish for Varane. Stop sign. As mentioned, at this stage of the competition there are no restrictions on teams from the same country being drawn against one another. That means that we could, whisper it, potentially see a Champions League Classico between Real Madrid and Barcelona in the quarter-finals. Some fans would love to see that, no doubt, particularly the neutrals, but one man who definitely doesn't want it is Madrid defender Raphael Varane. But the France international wouldn't mind meeting the Catalan outfit in the final. Read the story in full on Goal. 10:30 When are the Champions League quarter-final games? Calendar. The Champions League quarter-final games are scheduled to take place in April, with the first leg set for April 3/4 and the second legs being held on April 10/11. Once the draw has been made, the finer details will be ironed out and subsequently confirmed. There are now under 30 minutes to go before the draw commences. 10:20. So who are the favorites? Trophy. Who do you think will win the Champions League? Well, according to Double Bet, of the last 8 left in the competition, Man City are now considered favorites to lift the trophy at 3/1. City are followed by Barca at 7/2, while holders Real Madrid, who are gunning for 3 in a row, are considered a 4/1 bet. Bayern Munich are outsiders at 9/2, while Juventus and Liverpool are 8/1. Sevilla and Roma, meanwhile, are not given much of a chance at 33/1. 10:10. There's more. In case you didn't think the Champions League quarter-final draw was enough for you today, the Europa League quarter-final draw is also taking place. That draw will be held after the Champions League draw, and the clubs involved in that are Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Red Bull Salzburg, Marseille, RB Leipzig, Lazio, Sporting Lisbon and CSKA Moscow. 10 o'clock. How did they get here? Soccer ball. The 8 clubs have come through 7 games to get to this stage, but who did they beat to earn their place in the quarterfinal? Lionel Messi. Who else inspired Barcelona to a 4/1 aggregate victory over Chelsea, while Bayern Munich progressed with ease with a combined 8/1 win over Besiktas. Holders Real Madrid swept past PSG, and their compatriots Sevilla reached the quarterfinal for the first time by overcoming Manchester United. Juventus beat Tottenham in a keenly contested affair, and Roma needed away goals to move past Shakhtar Donetsk. Liverpool, meanwhile, eased past Porto, and Pep Guardiola's Man City made light work of Basel. 9:50. What clubs are in the quarterfinal draw? Thinking Face. Having started out with 32 teams, the Champions League is now down to the last 8, and the tournament has already served up some crackers. There are 4 nations represented in the draw. Spain boasts 3 clubs in the pot. England and Italy have 2 each, while Germany has 1 representative. It is an open draw, and there are no restrictions on clubs from the same country being drawn against each other, so there could be some derby matches in store. The 8 participants are below: Barcelona, Spain, Bayern Munich, Germany, Juventus, Italy, Liverpool, United Kingdom, Man City, United Kingdom, Real Madrid, Spain, Roma, Italy, Sevilla, Spain. 9:45. Champions League quarterfinal draw. The countdown is on. Timer clock. The Champions League quarterfinal draw is nearly here as the final 8 clubs await their fate in Europe's premier club competition. Events are set to get underway at 11 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, or 7 o'clock Eastern Time, just over an hour away, and Goal will bring you all the latest from UEFA's headquarters in Nyon as they happen, so stick around.